So we are gonna call it range.
A range Saison.
Range Saison.
What are some of the ingredients that are going at?
Gosh, I had not much really.
Yeah.
So
it's Pilsner's oat and wheat, and then we use the hop called Citra, which is called Citra because it's very citrusy, and then a Mandarina Barbaria, just a little bit of that, which is named after mandarin oranges, so another kind of citrus flavor, and then lemons and tea.
God, this smells so good. Pretty simple. Honestly, like we were talking about it, and Cameron threw out Arnold Palmer. That struck with me because I love citrus and lemon flavor, and I wanted something low ABV, especially if we're gonna be out there when it's 90 degrees. Hopefully it'll be cooler than that, but something that's crushable so that we can still get some swings in later on in the day and not be falling over. I think there's this like sweet spot though that you find where I think for me it's like 2.5 to 3 beers on the front 9 and then 2 beers on the back 9. Yeah, maybe 3. Swing lube.
Yeah.
Swing lube. Liquid confidence, exactly.
Somewhere on the sea, it got a little longer, so it seems. I burned out, so to speak. Now come a little closer.
So tell me a little bit about what you're doing right now.
This is a learning process for me too. What are we doing right now, Cameron?
So we're adding hot water to the grains, kind of like we're doing tea or something. So we're just gonna soak it at a certain temperature. We're shooting for like 150 degrees. That temperature helps release enzymes that help break down starches and the fermentable sugars so that the yeast can access them to create alcohol. We're mashing for 30 of it just sitting there. And then we'll do another 30 minutes called a Vorlauf. Basically just means recirc in German. But we'll do that for another 30 minutes, and that's where that false bottom kind of comes in again. So we'll pull a wort from the bottom and go up through the top.
We open up this valve, so it's pulling and pulling into that pump, and then it's coming up, and we open this valve right here, and that'll bring it up to top. And now we use this setting to kind of get the flow the way that we want it to, which is like that nice spray on top.
That just kind of helps mix everything, make it consistent, and kind of get any last sugars that might have been kind of stuck in a spot that wasn't getting, the right temperature or water flow or whatnot. Then we'll push it over to the boil kettle, and we'll sparge on top of that. So we'll do kind of a last ditch effort to get as much sugar out of that grain as possible. So we'll hook that hose back up again, and it'll kind of slowly trickle water over the top of it while we're pulling off the bottom. And we'll kind of take gravity measurements while we're doing that to kind of see where we're at and what we're going to be before we start to boil.
And the sugars are important. That's for attenuation. We want the yeast to eat the sugars and make the beer as dry as possible.
Yep. And all that sugar gets turned into alcohol, which is the good stuff.
As far as the hops too, like you can use hops in different ways whenever you're brewing a beer, whether it's in the boil or post-boil for bitterness or more aroma and flavor. I think for bitterness you add it to the boil, and for what we're trying to achieve, it'll be after the boil. So we'll dry hop it after it's done fermenting.
And just a touch.
Just a touch.
Not much.
Okay.
And dry hops all pretty much aroma. We have some kind of towards the end of the boil, the whirlpool. When we'll add the lemons, we'll also add some of those hops and kind of get more flavor. No real bitterness at all from it.
Feet flat back against the wall, I can feel it coming like a wrecking ball. Reeling from boredom and loss, the beast in us is the best in us. Well, it's 3 beers and a phonograph. It's a drop of the needle and you spin the hat. It's pictures framed in loneliness, and it's 2 shots and a blowing kiss. And I'll pick the apple, babe, and I ate the plum. Will you forgive me? Will you save it for someone? So won't
ever get up or you just like can't use it?
So that's happened twice.
A few times.
A lot of times you can salvage those beers by sticking them in barrels and throwing sour bacteria and yeast at them. And it'll kind of correct itself over a long period of time. But we had a hop consistency issue where we got a different crop of a hop and we added kind of the same amount that we did for the previous year. And it turned out it just tasted and smelled like cat piss. And like there was nothing we could really do to save that one. We've definitely gone overboard on some ingredients before and that turned it bad.
The only thing that I could say is don't think you're not.
We always try to start low and kind of add. So that's like kind of what we're gonna do with the tea on this beer. We'll add a little bit, taste it, kind of go from there, but not try to overshoot because we don't want it to just taste like tea, you know?
Yeah.
And when will we add the tea? Because tea is particular and it could lose its flavor.
So towards the end of the process, so once it's fermented and it's sitting in the tank and it kind of conditions for a week or so, it just kind of puts off. The yeast kind of cleans itself up and you'll have some weird smells and aromas going on in there. So we kind of wait for those to dissipate. But while it's doing that, we can add the tea and kind of do it over a few days if we need to, or if we hit it on the nose the first time, then we're good. But
So in about a week's time, we'll add that.
yeah, so it'll ferment in about a week. It'll be all the alcohol will be created, and then it's just kind of conditions. So that during that conditioning phase, higher gravity beers. Sometimes it takes a little longer than a week. This one's such a low gravity beer that I wouldn't be surprised if it's 3 or 4 days it might be done.
Okay.
It's all just proportionate to the amount of sugar that's in there,
Alright.
the amount of work the yeast has to do.
What's the hardest part about making beer?
Probably just it being hot in the summer.
Yeah.
Just standing over like boiling liquids, like waiting.
What's your guys' favorite part about brewing beer?
Drinking the finished product.
I just like sharing. That's my thing. Drinking it and sharing it. You want to crack a beer? So this is our beer fridge. We have all kinds of stuff in here. Now we wait.